Are you ready to listen to a podcast?
Here comes the Playhouse Podcast, thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices.
Find, subscribe, and listen.
Did you miss a show? Download the podcast now.
Hey, it's Elena J. Have you ever been on a bad diet? One that made you go to the hospital? Well, let's just say steer clear of the celery diet. Plus, the other day, JJ got made fun of by his kids for wearing black shoes. What shoes should he be wearing? And is there a conspiracy going on with DQ and the church? All of this plus so much more is coming up in the Playhouse Podcast, which starts now.
I just could not believe what this woman next to me at the pool, we were tanning, told me her mom said to her and her 3 sisters when she was growing up.
How old was she, by the way?
She was like a preteen. So right about then, you are nervous about what you look like, and you just want to make sure that you fit in with everybody else.
So you're a 10-year-old girl, and your mom looks at you and says,
when in doubt, go to sleep. So
what?
When they're hungry, when in doubt, you don't know what to choose, to eat or to sleep, go to sleep. So I'm like, that is the worst advice ever.
I've never heard that
You're
before.
hungry, you got to listen to your body. I don't completely agree with the route you go with the whole fasting thing, intermittent fasting. We have medical professionals that call up the show that say that's not the right route to go.
No. Nobody said it's not the right route. Hey, listen, this is the logic behind it. All right. When we evolved from caveman, you'd wake up in the morning. There was no breakfast. There was often no lunch because you would be hunting, and then you would have a big dinner. And the human body is meant to go on 16 to 18 hours of fasting, and then you've got a small period of feasting, and then you go back to fasting. Now, for me, it just works easy because I get I'll have my last meal usually between 6 and 8 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And then I come to work, and I'm just kind of drinking coffee through the morning. And if I go from 6 p.m. all the way till noon the next day even, then that's 18 hours. So it really works pretty easy with my lifestyle.
I guess if it does work for you. There are just certain diets out there that should not be a fad, like the keto diet. We have a girl here who's so annoying, and she's on keto.
Around
it, and then she'll tell you all about it, but there are like, you go into a state of ketosis. If you don't do it right, I mean, you could really, really get sick and put your body in like a bad mode. And for females, there's a bad side effect. Just to let you know.
Anal leakage?
No. Other way. So
you mean stuff goes up your body?
No, other direction of the body. But I just want to know, like, the worst diet advice or the worst diet that you ever did as like a PSA.
This isn't a thing now, but it's I think they call it the carnivore diet. Mm-hmm. But when I was playing ball in college, they called it the meat eaters diet. Yeah. And for those of us that were playing football that wanted to put on weight, it was only meat. We weren't supposed to eat any pasta in the cafeteria. We weren't supposed to have any like milk or dairy or anything. They tried to have only water and only meat. Oof. But the biggest problem is you got horrible, like really, really almost deadly diarrhea.
Really?
Because your body wasn't used to processing that much meat, right?
Okay.
It would be gut aches, and I was only on it for like a week.
Yeah.
And I was like, I couldn't do it anymore. And mostly because I like pizza and the beer on the weekends. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't. Elena, have you ever had an awful diet that you were on?
Yeah, in college, I was going to go to a music festival, and I was like, I want to look hot. But I only had a week until the music festival. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to do one of those like juice cleanse things where all you drink is like lemon water with hot sauce or whatever in it. And I made
pepper.
Yeah, so I made like a huge tub of it or whatever, and I couldn't even go half a day. I had to get food in me. I was like, I don't know how people do it. Not my thing.
With my right hand to God, I've never hit a woman. But when Kat did this thing the last time,
he yelled at me so loud.
I knuckled up so many times. It was only by the sheer will of God that I didn't pummel her.
I didn't do that when I did the cranberry concentrate fasting. And that first 24 hours will really test you. You don't ever do it on like a weekday day. You do it on like maybe a Friday.
Right.
And it's bad. But the results are pretty good. Like my stomach, I felt cleansed, and so and then I've done it 3 times.
Never works.
And it's terrible. That's why I don't diet. It's just like setting me up.
Hey, Amy, real quick, tell us about the diet that you went on.
After my first child, I tried the all-egg diet.
What?
It's where you go 14 days and all you eat is eggs. scrambled eggs, boiled eggs. I mean, anything that you can think of, but strictly only eggs.
No.
And I lasted maybe 4 days, and I started gagging every time I even thought about eggs. And it's taken me till now, and my son is 7, to eat eggs again. But honestly, I mean, I think a lot of it was I just didn't want to eat any.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't want to eat anything because I just didn't want to eat eggs. So I think maybe that was their motive.
Probably.
Is, we'll just have you so sick and tired of it, you just won't eat anything. And I was just, like, starving myself.
You know what? I appreciate the call. There was a product I remember seeing on like infomercials for a while that it was almost like a smelling salt. That it was this thing that you were supposed to, while you were eating your favorite foods, you were supposed to smell it before you tasted your favorite food.
That was the John Tesh diet. Smell your meal. That will make you full. Throw it away.
Oh, I don't
Do you
remember
remember that?
No, but this was, you were supposed to smell it because it smelled so horrible that it turned you off to your favorite foods. Therefore, you didn't want to eat the high calorie. Like if you're going to have a piece of cake in front of you,
Yeah.
you were supposed to look at the cake and then smell this thing and then taste the cake because they would associate the bad smell with the taste. Because most of your taste is smell.
Yeah.
Like people that can't smell have very little taste. Everything tastes like a rice cake to them.
Okay.
And they were supposed to say that you will no longer want pizza, you will no longer want chocolate cake if you smell this thing before you eat it, and you're supposed to not have your cravings anymore.
Jim just texted in and said, I can't call, but when I was in culinary school, we learned that most of the diets out there are just fundamentally flawed. You have to do your research. I mean, this is your body. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want it to completely shut down.
So what's the horrible diet you've been on? The one that absolutely didn't work? Mike, good morning. How are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Yeah.
I'm hearing that you ended up in the hospital because of a diet you tried?
Yeah, thrombocytopenic purpura. It's a blood disease.
Oh, my gosh. So you got it from what diet?
Well, to tell you the truth, it's a diet I made up. You eat celery with every meal, 0 calories, fiber.
Yeah.
So yeah, you end up but it doesn't work. You don't have any iron in your blood, basically.
But you're eating it with other things.
Like you have
So is
pizza and then celery?
I feel like that wouldn't do much.
No, but it does. Celery every meal, it throws you off.
Oh.
So if you have just a regular diet, like let's say you don't change a thing, but you start throwing celery into every meal, you'll end up dead?
I would say either that or you'll be in the hospital and they'll have to take out your spleen.
So what happened? Like you started feeling what symptoms and then you rushed to the hospital?
Yeah, you just feel weak. And then went to the hospital, and then when they were wheeling me in, I said to my daughters, I think it was the celery. But anyway, so then I was scheduled for...
I think it was the celery.
Did any doctor look at you a little weird and be like, Mike, it wasn't the celery, man. You need to lay off the peyote?
Well, yeah, they didn't know. Yeah, they didn't get it. They still don't. They still didn't think it was the celery. They thought they called it idiopathic, which means unknown cause.
Okay. But you as a doctor realized that it was the celery.
Yeah, right. I had to, set them straight.
Right. Good,
exactly.
Good that you're out there. I'm glad that
know your
you're
body.
still alive, but is celery completely off the menu now, or do you still dabble in it a little bit?
I still no. Yeah, I wouldn't. I still dabble in it.
Okay.
We can find you down any alley at any given time buying some
So I was
celery
gonna say,
sacks.
I have a celery guy, and I know a guy that can get you the good stuff, Mike.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
All right.
Well,
The
maybe
real
not.
green stuff.
Thank you for being on the show. I appreciate it. So, Elena, what was that call like when you took Mike's call and he said, I almost died from eating celery? Were you like, no, we got to get this guy in the air right away?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Again, the diets that went horribly wrong. Katie, tell me about it real quick, will you please?
So in college, I did this 5-bite diet where at breakfast, I skipped it. At lunch, I ate 5 bites of just whatever was on my plate.
Okay.
At supper, I had 5 bites again. And then throughout the day, I could drink as much as I wanted as long as there was no calories. So I drank like literally a gallon of water a day to stay hydrated.
Okay.
Yeah, after a month, I gained 2 pounds.
Oh,
Didn't
no.
work. So I don't know if it was just all that water I drank, but
Maybe.
it did not work whatsoever.
And I appreciate you call. This is the first time I've heard about this, the 5-bite diet.
That doesn't sound too healthy either.
I've heard that you can eat a regular meal, but then like if you like desserts, like you like sweets, you're only supposed to take 2 bites.
2 bites and then your sweets?
2 bites. No. 2 bites of the sweets.
Oh.
Like if they bring like say you like apple pie.
Yeah.
They bring you the apple pie, or you have a apple pie. You take 2 bites of it, and then you save the next for the next meal and have 2 bites of it. so that you're not eating a slice of apple pie every meal. You're just having it, 2 bites.
Nope. Not going to do that.
I wish somebody would explain how the 5-bite thing ended up making you gain weight.
Yeah.
It was Saturday. My 12-year-old looked me in the face and said, "You're wearing those?" So what do you mean I'm wearing those? You're going to wear those shoes? So why can't I wear those shoes?
Doesn't feel good when someone does that, does it?
He goes,
it's called karma.
He goes, "Dad, you can't wear black tennis shoes with shorts." So what do you mean I can't wear black tennis shoes? What happened? Is there a polar shift in the universe? He said, "That is so lame." He goes, "You have to have white shoes." All of a sudden, my 18-year-old chimes in. He goes, "Yeah, you didn't know that? I'm getting attacked by my shoes now, by my kids." And I look down, they both got like white, I don't know, loafers on.
Yeah.
What's going on? What happened? When did this happen?
Elena, the fashionista.
This was like 3 years ago, dude.
I'm 3 years behind the footwear.
Yeah.
Why doesn't anybody here say anything if I wear like black tennis shoes?
Do you
'Cause
have
you're old.
designated shoes like for lawn mowing? So these would be just for wearing outside.
My lawn mowing shoes are they're shot. They're like crap shoes because I'm afraid that they're going to get more crappy.
Okay.
These were just weird. We were going to the baseball field and I didn't have like turf shoes on. I just had black tennis shoes on.
Your wife is in charge of buying your clothes.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. She's pretty up on it. I'm surprised she didn't order
Unless she
stuff.
just likes laughing at me behind my back about
Yes.
that too. I think that's kind of what might be going on here.
It's fun.
But is that so? I have dudes on today. Are those okay? Because they're not white. But
Yeah, dudes are
should-
fine, but if you're wearing sneakers, they should be white.
These dudes are hype. These are
I
fly.
can't even imagine how bad those smell.
They're not bad.
No socks.
No, they're not bad. Whatever. I put the powder in them all the time. Shut up. But is that a thing? So here's what else am I missing out on? What's a fashion trend that I just clearly have no idea what's happening? Elena, if you're the fashionista in the show, what else should I be up on? I'm not wearing the right shoes.
You should look pretty much homeless, like ratted T-shirts with holes in them, super distressed.
But he's in
vintage
management.
stuff.
He can't do that.
I know, but I'm just saying that's what's in. That's what
what's
the kids
in
are wearing.
For dads, though. He's not a kid. He's a dad.
Yeah.
So we're
Okay,
talking about
we're
dad
talking-
clothing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What should
gotta
I
think
be?
old.
So
Okay.
today my thing is I got my dudes on. I got these fly shorts with a little design on them, and then I got just like a t-shirt and a hoodie. Like, do I scream? Take advantage of me?
No.
No.
You look like a basic B.
Okay. Well, but isn't that okay at this point in my life to be just a basic?
Yes, I think so. You know what I love older men in, though? Tommy Bahama. I love it.
I'm not that old yet.
Men in Tommy Bahama.
Not
Just
that
like
old yet.
like you're going to the beach every single day, but it's like a classic beach look. Like you're going to the beach club, not like the beach. So maybe get on
Is
board
that the
with
way your
that.
dad dresses?
Yes.
Yeah?
My dad has like cool style.
You got a Freudian thing going on here.
No, not really. Derek doesn't dress like that.
I didn't say Derek. I said your dad.
Isn't that what it is? Like you marry somebody.
Yeah,
that
you
is
would
just
marry
like
your dad.
Yeah. In ways, Derek is a lot like my dad.
So, Elena, what am I missing?
I don't know. You wear a lot of like sports stuff. Like you wear a lot of like high school sport gear. You know, like that's not really fashionable. You know, that's
Supporting my damn kids.
I know it's cute,
Don't
but
do
you're
that
asking
anymore.
what's
Stop
fashionable.
supporting your family.
Yes, it's so lame.
Just plain colored things are really in right now too.
That's
like if you were-
Tommy Bahama.
If you were to just wear like a black hoodie with nothing on it, that'd be cool.
It's no fun.
That is no fun. I don't know. Everyone's got their own sense of style. We don't make fun of you, Elena, too much.
Hey, he
What's
brought
her
this on
style?
himself.
Listen,
is true.
she's wearing a white T-shirt. Mm-hmm. There's no style there.
I got my Adidas sweats on, my joggers, my white shoes.
You have
My
white shoes on
snapback?
today? Is that what I'm
Yes.
missing? All right. Anything else? So this is the question I wanted to toss out to our audience is, let's say you're a middle-aged, boring dude like me.
Mm-hmm.
What should I be wearing?
You just can't leave him alone, not even for 10 minutes. A 6-year-old from South Texas recently homeschooling when he got his head stuck in the back of his desk chair. So, not sure if he'd do that at school, but Colton's sister called 911. His mother and first responders were able to free him within minutes, but he got stuck after his mom left his sister in charge for literally 10 minutes. That's how quickly something like that happens.
As a first responder, when you hear this call coming in, you're like, kid's got his head stuck in the chair again, or it's in like the railing or something like that. Those got to be the fun ones to go to.
I love the teens that get stuck in the kid swings and then they have
park.
like 8 firefighters trying to cut them out. You got a Dracula beat. There we go. Of course, Oklahoma City police had to deal with this guy who recently arrested a vampire who threatened to bite them. He was hanging outside 7-Eleven.
Hanging.
Oh.
Good one.
But his name is James. He was harassing customers and officers. They ended up chasing him, removing his shirt, kicked off his sandals. He put up a fight. And then he said that he was going to bite their neck and drink their blood. I can't even tell you how gross the taste of blood is. Like, even if I get like a paper cut on my finger, I don't instantly suck it.
Oh.
No. Ugh, tastes like pennies. But he says, I'm going to feast on your blood. Obviously charged with aggravated assault and battery on a police
I think we need to
officer.
rewind for a second. And James kicked off his sandals. Like, listen, you're going to be a vampire. You got to up your game, man. Yeah. You need, I would say you got to have some boots, right?
I would say those black Doc Martin boots.
Yeah.
And a cloak. Something ominous. But
yeah, right. He didn't have a cape or anything on.
Removed his shirt. That doesn't scream vampire to me. So.
You got to up your game, man. Unless he was like a new age vampire from, what were the movies you were really into, Elena?
Hotel Transylvania.
Oh, Twilight.
Yeah. So that's different. Maybe he's one of those kind of guys. Speaking of getting your head stuck and getting body parts stuck, Andrea, who got what stuck now?
My nephew was staying the night, and we have a household full of girls, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, he went to the bathroom and forgot to put the toilet seat down.
Oh, no.
And she went to the bathroom after him, and, fell in, got stuck, knees to her nose. So he wasn't too happy because I woke him up and made him pull his cousin out of the toilet.
So that's the greatest line at a family reunion. Remember that time I had to pull you out of the toilet?
Yeah, he divulged all those secrets. It only happened once where Derek left the seat up, and that is the worst feeling. When your whole butt gets wet like that, then you got to stand up and make sure it doesn't drip on your pants, and it's horrible.
Elena, ever had it?
No. Bad. That is what's weird.
Time for group therapy here in the Playhouse. It's Kat, it's JJ, Elena's here as well, joined by Lisa this morning. And before we find out, what the therapy portion of this is going to be, can you tell us what the problem is?
I'm having trouble saying no to my little brother.
Okay.
Yeah, give me some details here.
Okay. Since the COVID thing, I've been helping him with rent, taking him to get groceries, and I've been doing this for months now because he got laid off.
Yeah.
Okay, he's going through a lot, and he really doesn't have a lot of motivation right now to look for another job, and I kind of can't blame him. But, I want to be there, and I want to continue helping him, but once again, I need to come up with the rent money for him. He says this is the last time he's going to ask, and he's going to start looking for jobs again. Do I help him one more time and see if he really does make a change, or do I say, it's on you, dude?
So you're obviously strapped when you use the verbiage, I have to come up with rent again.
Again is what I heard there.
Show? I'm sorry.
No, these are extra expenses that you didn't plan for. But listen, I'm a sucker for my little brother. I would probably be doing the same thing. But you also need to, you're like Dr. Phil would call you a contributor.
An
enabler. And so by allowing him to just kind of live off you and have you solve his problems, why hasn't he been looking for a job? I'll ride around town and I'll see help wanted or hiring signs everywhere. So even if it's not his dream job, can't he go, in his mind, slum it somewhere for a little bit?
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. I haven't really talked to him about it because I just didn't. I know he's going through a lot, and I didn't want to add to it.
Have you ever been at the spot where you lost your dream job? Like you were having a great time and it was a good job for you, and for whatever reason, like you're unmotivated to go to another job. So I kind of get that. How many more months do you think you can carry him?
I can do this month and maybe next month, but
well, then either way, it's got to come to an end, right? You got to have this discussion.
Right.
So if you have the discussion now,
less than 60 days, he's got to have it together. Do you mind if we give him a call and just see, like, maybe we could let him put his resume out over the air,
or we could do the dirty work and just say, "Hey, your sister's struggling to pay you. Maybe we get maybe you don't have to be the bad guy here."
That would be great. That would be
okay. So let's do this.
Awesome.
I want to grab your brother's number off the air, and then we'll see if we can give him a buzz. All right.
All right. Thank you,
Terry. How are you?
Not bad. Not bad.
Hey, thanks for coming on the show. We were doing group therapy this morning, and I think you heard Melissa's call where she was like, "Hey, I've got this little brother. He's been mooching off me for the better part of a year now, and how do I tell him I can't buy his groceries? I can't house him anymore." What would you do in a situation like this, man?
Tell him put his boots on and go get a job.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody get nothing for free in this country.
Yeah, I gotcha. I mean, this is where I do sympathize a little bit. Have you ever lost your dream job? You know what I mean? Have you ever been told, what you would like to do the rest of your life you can't do anymore?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Easy enough. And you just went on with life, huh?
Yeah, it happens. I mean, it just the fact of life.
You and I have the same personality. It's just like, okay, it happened. Let's figure out what the next plan is.
Some people go fetal, though. They just lay on the couch, and that's the way they deal with it.
I get that, and I don't get that at the same time. So
yeah, there's sissies everywhere, but you still got to feed yourself.
All right,
I get it.
I appreciate you being on the show. What I'm interested in tomorrow, we're going to have the brother Marcus on the show about 8:05. We were texting with him during that last song, and he said absolutely he'd love to be able to tell us why he hasn't gotten a job. So about 8:05 tomorrow morning, if you can have us on, we'll get the straight dope from him. But I appreciate you. Have a great day, okay? We've all had that moment, that terrible moment where you go to your favorite restaurant. It probably hasn't happened since COVID, right? But you looked at the menu as soon as you sat down, and you went, wait, why'd you redid the menu? Mm-hmm. And they took out your favorite dish, your favorite thing on the menu. This just happened at a place called Memphis Tap Room in Philadelphia. They changed their menu. Then they got an anonymous letter in the mail. All right, so it came in the mail, like with the bills. Demanded they bring back spaghetti and meatball hoagie they dropped from the menu. It didn't have a return address. It wasn't signed. It didn't make any deep threats if the sandwich doesn't come back, but it kind of felt like a ransom note. The owner said that even though they got rid of the sandwich from the menu, they still have all the ingredients. So if somebody comes in and they really, really have to have it, they could make it. He also thinks this letter might be somebody trolling, including 2 of the employees that they just let go.
Now, I think we have the perfect example of how a letter like this could change the way a fast food place thinks. My father brought Chick-fil-A to Minnesota. Single-handedly brought Chick-fil-A to Minnesota by just writing one single letter. And they said, Greg, we'll come to your area, no problem.
Greg, we got you. We're going to dump a couple $1 million into this new franchise. We're going to put it up, and we're not going to be open on Sunday.
Yeah. I think Derek is like a day away from writing a letter to Taco Bell. He goes, if they take away one more item off this menu, I'm going to lose my mind.
What's something that he loves that they're taking away?
Well, we stopped off, and he normally gets the number 3 or 6 or that, whatever the soft shell taco supremes are, and then he gets a nacho supreme, which is a smaller nacho, and then you don't have to mess with the bigger nacho and all the chips getting soggy. Okay, so he finds out we're driving home.
Oh, he's dialed in, isn't he?
Yes, and he goes, I'll have a nacho supreme. Sir, we no longer have the nacho supreme. And he looks straight ahead, like they just said, sir, you just lost your job. And I said, okay, can you pick something else? And he goes, but I wanted the smaller nacho supreme. I said, well, get the bigger one and we'll share it, whatever. And then he goes, that spicy tostada they took off, the 7-layer burrito they took off. What's next? And so he's like, I just can't handle another menu change for Taco Bell.
He's so close to the edge on so many parts of his life. I'm really scared.
You have no idea. And maybe that's what wakes me up at night. He's just like, not just brain.
Elena, is there something you would actually write a letter about to a restaurant?
I was thinking Taco Bell as well, and their nacho fries. I know that they bring it back randomly.
Whose
but just
fries?
keep it all the time.
Nacho fries.
They're so good. That little seasoning on it, and they're always so crispy. And then you get the nacho cheese. It's perfect.
I don't know why.
They know your passion. They know people. There's a market for it, so when they bring it back, it sells out.
There was one summer that McDonald's, the one on the way home from the ball field, would do chocolate dipped cones.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they stopped doing that. It was like, I would expect that if Christ came off the cross, that's what he'd be asking for. It was delicious.
That'd be
it
his
was only
first
like
treat.
99 cents. It was great.
Okay, thank you. I think an ice cream cone should be 99 cents.
Yeah.
I go and take Liam to Dairy Queen yesterday.
Dairy Queen's
thanks
different.
for running errands.
You pay for the Dairy Queen.
No, I paid for 2 little cones, vanilla cones, and that's what we got. $5.25. $5.25. I could have purchased a pint with a box of cones. And have you ever noticed that the body of Christ tastes just like those cones? Have we been had this whole time? I feel like I started eating the cone. I'm like, this tastes like the body of Christ.
Okay, so who's ripping you off, church or the Dairy Queen?
I don't know. Well, I don't pay for the church body of Christ. So.
You don't put a couple of bucks in the plate?
Well, yeah, but that's paying for the whole experience.
It could be paying for that too.
Body.
So they're not getting those wafers for free. This is.
I think that this is like
you may have
it's
cracked
a
the
thing.
matrix.
You know exactly the taste. It's just like there's nothing to it, and then you're like, I'm at church.
Wow.
So when I went home, I needed wine.
The end of the end of the cone.
Yes.
Is just like the church wafer.
Yes. You'll know it now. You'll taste it and go, we have been duped all this time.
But who's duping you, though? Is it Dairy Queen?
The church.
You think the church is just getting leftover Dairy Queen, like the broken cones, and they're shaving them down, and then they're putting the little cross emblem on them.
Yeah.
And then they're putting them on your tongue on a Sunday morning.
They're working in cahoots. So now they're going to be forced to come out.
Can somebody pull up a Dairy Queen logo real quick? Does anybody see a cross in there? Or a picture of Jesus? Maybe a crown of thorns? You see anything in there?
Jesus' face right in the queue.
Do you see anything in there that would say Catholics are ripping us off again? Like this is straight from the Vatican?
Just say that.
Does it have any Vatican symbols in it? Do you see a goblet like it would be or 10 Commandments in there or anything like that?
No.
If anybody has heard any conspiracies about the Dairy Queen working with the church to rip us off on the wafers, is the body of Christ really a Dairy Queen cone? Good morning from the Playhouse. It's Kat, it's JJ, Elena on the struggle bus this morning.
Yeah, we're struggling with potty training. So we got Avery, my fiance's son. He's 3.5 years old. We got him to go to the bathroom in the big boy potty, but he can't wear any pants. The moment he puts pants on, underwear, just pants in general, he'll just pee in them. And so apparently this morning, though, he decided that he gets to wear a diaper. Don't know why he's decided this. I think it's just a lazy thing. He's decided, maybe he's not feeling too great and he should be able to wear a diaper. And I'm like, nah, that's not okay.
Remember when I did the bottle fairy? Do the diaper fairy. Have them load up a bag of diapers, put it on the back handle of your house, and then it's gone in the morning. Sorry, no more diapers to poop in. You have to
that is
use
interesting.
underwear.
If he didn't think that there were diapers available, would he ask to put a diaper on?
I don't know. Probably not.
Right?
I mean, we have the pull-ups on for him at night. Yeah. So we have to have them at nighttime.
If you told him all we have is this and this, then he's got to make a choice, right? Let's get Nicole's thoughts on this. What's going on, Nicole? How you feeling?
Good.
Good. If young Avery just wakes up and he decides, hey, it's going to be this kind of a day today, I just want to be in a diaper, what would you do with this?
Set him on a toilet, make him sit there till he goes and tell him, Dad's so sad. The bribery thing sucks. Because then every time he thinks, they'll bribe me. I'm just going to cry and pout and piss and moan until they get me what I want.
Well, I think Elena did that a while back when they first started. She would sit next to the toilet in the bathtub and just sit there and watch him go to the bathroom. You can't get off. And then your legs go numb.
Yep.
So
I wouldn't sit there. I'd make him sit there.
No, but
this is you
that's
guys.
going to make him hate the bathroom. You know what I mean?
No, they just know it's utilitarian. The bathroom should be it should be you go in, you do, and then you go.
I know, but it's going to make him not want to go in there because that's what he thinks about. It's just like you don't do timeouts in their bedroom. One, because they have their toys in there, and two, you want to make it a safe zone. That's why you put them in the corner with their nose on
This
the
is
wall.
another example of how women have screwed up our entire planet.
Oh, is it?
Is you guys went in there, you made bathrooms all nice. You got little hand soaps in there, you decorated it. You want to spend more time in there. No. Strictly utilitarian. You go in, you do business, you get out. I agree with Nicole, though. Yeah, you shut the door and you say, hey, when you're done, good to go. Let me know, and I'll help you finish up. But otherwise, yep, I think you're good to go. I think you're good on this. I think you're right, Nicole.
You know what another big challenge is, and I think Elena talked about it this week, is keeping your kids safe. That's like such a huge challenge. You can give them all the tools to know how to shoot down somebody that's asking for their address and stuff like that. Yeah. But that weirdo at the park, you can never really control the safety of your child unless you just keep them inside the entire time.
You can't do that. Nicole, I appreciate you being on the show. Going to move on here to my man, JT. What's going on, brother? How are you?
You know how I live. Everything's good.
What do you think about the potty training thing, man? You got some advice here?
Well, of course, we don't have kids, but I've had a hand in raising a lot of my nieces and nephews. Nieces are a lot harder, but my nephews, we would actually put Cheerios in the toilet and make a game out of it, and they wanted to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, we did that with my oldest son, too. He was a great aimer, quality aim. I knew this was going to serve him well later in life, especially off a fishing boat or something like that, or if you're in the back of the car in a long car ride and you just hand him a soda bottle or something. I knew we were going to be fine with that.
Just make it a game.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
it's a lifelong lesson. I mean, I'm 42 years old and still try to pop on a bubble.
Hey, thanks for being on the show, JT. I appreciate you. There's Nikki. Hi, Nikki. How are you?
Tired.
Okay, well, I appreciate your honesty with us. What do you think about the potty training? Give Elaine a little advice here, please.
So my son is 3.5. He's been potty trained since he was like 1.5. All my kids were potty trained super early. So with him, like his thing too was the whole, having pants and underwear on, he automatically would go in them. And it took a long time. For a long time, what I had to do was just don't give him any underwear. So, I mean, the kid, he's still a streaker. He likes to take his clothes off when nobody's looking.
So do I.
And he runs out to the balcony. Yeah, and he pees off our balcony. So it's like the people downstairs will look over and just see a stream in the window, But he, he does really good for the most part. But, like, I had to, one thing I noticed was if you put on, like, whitey tighties, he would go in them. And so if I would put on boxer briefs, for some weird reason, he wouldn't go in them. And then, I know, and then if I would, otherwise he would just wear shorts, like cotton shorts, and he wouldn't go in them. It's like the whole, like, free feeling, I guess. I don't know. But
there's something there.
And then as far as, like, in the actual bathroom, what I would do is, every time I would go, I would just have him go in there and sit on his potty when I was going, and I would give him a book, and then just kind of focus on that book. And then we do the whole sticker chart. I tried the Cheerio thing with him because I did that with my oldest son, who's now 18, and that turned into a game. This child is way too smart for any kind of game like that. And he was like, oh, okay, here, let me throw my, growing animals into the toilet with the Cheerios.
Well, it kind of sounds like you could write a book. You had a lot of tricks up your sleeve.
Yeah. My oldest one, he was potty trained before he could even walk. He was crawling. It was insane. Yeah. And my daughter, she was potty trained like 15 months old. But I think it's more of like, the whole putting on a diaper in the morning too. You just kind of gotta get rid of them. Don't let them know where they're at. Don't just tell them, oh, they're gone.
I like that idea too.
Elena's writing all this down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nikki, I appreciate your help. Thanks for being on the show, and keep doing what you do. I hope you're not so tired anymore.
All right, guys.
All right, appreciate it.
See you later.
So, out of all of that, what's the one thing you're going to take out of this, Elena?
I kind of like the hiding the diapers thing.
Try the boxers, too. Try the boxers.
Yeah. I think that could work because, when we put on we have like Spider-Man underwear, it looks like a diaper. It probably feels like a diaper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that.
Well, good luck. Good luck with all
This
that.
is what you have to go home and fight now?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I have to do today? Not that.
You know what I'm going to do while you're fighting that? Take a big ass nap. I'm gonna sleep so good knowing that you're fighting with a 3.5-year-old who just wants to pee in the corner. Somebody had texted in, Elena, you need to know about this. There's a book about having a child potty trained in 3 days. It says it's successful every time.
Wow.
You should Google that and download it.
60% of the time. It works every
time. Andrea, you got a little advice for the potty training here?
I do. I have 2 children that are exactly 12 months apart, so I did it back to back. So basically, you get rid of diapers completely. You go straight to underwear. That way, there's no choice to go back and forth.
This is the mama pushing the baby bird out of the nest syndrome, isn't it?
Yeah, it confuses them. So
keep them confused.
Clip those whiskers. Yeah.
Right. And I let them pick out their underwear so they know which ones they want to wear, and from the store, which ones they want to buy.
Yes.
So the Spider-Man, Iron Man, all that stuff.
They take a little pride in it. They don't want to ruin them. I get it. Good choice.
Right. Yeah. And then I did the microwave timer every 20 minutes. It went off. Did the big old potty dance, everything's time to go potty. Made a big deal about it. Went in the bathroom, had little potty books, flashcards. I had the little potty that you could put by your potty in the back of my car. So when we went somewhere.
Yes.
Okay. This seems like a lot of work to me.
I work in the ER, actually.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, but if you do this, then it's less work. You know, if you do this and get it going, then it's less work for you.
Yes, but I had a little potty in the back of the car in my Tahoe, so I would put him on the potty before we went into Walmart or something, and then I would carry one of those little potties that you can put on a big toilet, the cover or whatever,
Yeah.
in the diaper bag or in the purse or whatever with a change of clothes, of course. But so we'd go to the potty every 20 minutes, no matter where we were, until it was like a week. It only took a week, and they were done.
Anybody feel like a worse parent after hearing Andrea this morning?
Yes.
Right here. I'm
So
worse.
after that
No, I
7
mean,
days,
I
how
didn't-
much did you drink? You drank a lot. Huh? That's 7 days.
Well, we were stationed in Alaska when all this happened, so
no.
my husband was gone, so it was just me, so I couldn't really drink.
So you take all the credit.
But yeah, he wasn't even there. He was in Afghanistan.
Okay.
Well, tell him we appreciate him looking out for us, and we appreciate you sharing all the valuable information.
Oh, thanks. But tell her that potty books and flashcards really work to make them want to go to the bathroom. Plus, it helps them learn.
I don't know if you've heard much on the show lately, but Elena and Melissa fear going out in public. I really, so they're going to have to order this stuff. So it's going to be a couple of days before it gets there. So we'll try and update you maybe next week, okay?
Okay, I'll
All
be
right.
listening.
Thank you, Andrea.
Bye.
There you go. You got enough there, Elena, to go off of.
Yeah, that's good.
If this doesn't
info.
work, then you're just a horrible parent.
Yeah, pretty much.
If we want to just call a spade, that's what it is.
Podcast. Download the podcast.
The Playhouse Podcast is made possible thanks to Bradshaw and Bryant Law Offices. Catch the live show weekdays from 5:30 to 9 on 104.7 KCLD. Now, share this with a friend. Immediately.
And hey, we have more podcast episodes available, so go check them out right now. Do it. Come on, do it. Seriously, do it.